Okay, just took a little dinner break. Actually, breakfast for dinner. You're weird. No, you're weird for thinking it's weird. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Who are you going to call? Okay, I think this is technically going to be episode 4 of Ghostbusters. Since I turned my, hey, I went to pick up a Trident and came home with a Ghostbusters video, I turned that into part 1 of this series, so I probably have misnamed the number and order. But so this, I think, is going to be number 4, Ghostbusters Action. So let's see what's going on. How about this? Ding! I totally forgot that I had this. I bought this at a Comic-Con maybe 3-4 years ago. I think I paid $10 for it, and it might have been the only one. And I was checking on eBay for fun. They're going for like $30-40 now. So I am going to experiment and possibly use one or both of these in the machine. I think they'd be very cool. They're, you know, yay big, 3-4 inches, original Hot Wheels size. So there's that. And what else have I done? I've been down here for a little bit, doing a couple things. Oh, what I forgot and what I did immediately is went into the settings and turned that scare feature off. So at one point when we're playing, it doesn't pop up and scream at us. The very first time that happened with the Ghostbusters LE I had, not only did it scare the crap out of us in the basement, it scared, I think Jamie was upstairs with a friend, and they thought some car wheels were screeching outside and there was some accident going off. It was not car wheels screeching, it was the machine. So I turned off that scare feature, which I think most people who have a Ghostbusters do that. So that was one thing I just did. I also just looked up coil stops, because Stern coil stops are notorious for not being amazing. Now, I didn't see any of the magical coil stop dust in the cabinet. If you see gold dust in the cabinet, that means time to change your coil stops. That happened to me on my Tron. But I found that I do have these coil stops in stock. I've got about maybe 8 of them or something, so I don't need to order them. And once I get in there and start rebuilding the flippers, I'll see exactly what I need and what I don't need, but they're going to need a minimum refurbish, maximum of rebuild. And I was also scouring the Cliffy website for protectors. I've got one for here, one for here. They got one for this zone here. They've even got little mini ones for the back of the Scaleri brothers, which you can see there's a little bit of wear. A couple switch slots. There is your typical shooter lane protector. So I also found, I think it was called like Cliffy's bonus protection. He just suggested that this area here, over time, this can wiggle back and forth and kind of, this will scratch up your playfield. So he suggested that you take a washer, I don't know if you can see, and put it underneath the bracket. So I did that. So there's a little bit of a gap there now. So just a little washer, and I've got myself a cheap little Cliffy protection fix there. So thanks, Cliffy, for that suggestion. That's awesome. Okay, so I've also been studying and researching what kind of mods I might want to get. And I am probably going to order the pin blades because they look cool. And I did order the plastic, let me just go back over here, sorry. Okay, so there is a airball protector that goes over this left ramp. And there's also a little plastic that goes in that corner there, I was talking about in another episode, that essentially kind of forces the ball to stay down. When you launch the ball around that orbit, it can pick up a little bit of air and kind of jump over that switch back there. But that plastic you put down kind of keeps the ball down so that you don't miss that switch, which is sort of a common thing. There's a guy on Pinside, he makes both them as a set, and he just actually posted that he's going to be selling them on clearance. So I ordered a couple sets, one for myself and one for fellow shenanigander Jim Wilkes. So we've got those on order. I haven't got confirmation yet. I paid them last night, but I'm sure all is well. So I got those coming. Probably gonna get the art blades by Zombie Yeti, which are friggin' awesome. And then there's another cool mod. I didn't really know that this existed. These inserts are all just white, okay? And since they're LED boards, you can't just swap light bulbs. You either just live with white, which is fine and dandy, or there's two options here. Option number one, Pinball Monk. Looks like he makes lots of cool stuff, including these light filters so that you can change the color of your inserts. I thought that looked pretty awesome. See, there's the before and after. So Pin Monk, what are those? 24 bucks for one ladder. So to do all three ladders, it's going to cost you, I think it round up to 80 bucks or something, plus shipping. That kind of adds up. So I think the product is great. A lot of people are thrilled with it. And it looks like he makes them for other machines too. Oh, that's pretty cool, like Iron Maiden. And what's this? What's this? What's this? Ghost bracket. I don't know what this ghost bracket is yet. So is it just like another light filter board thing? Single bracket has 5 panels ranging from white to dark pink. Okay. Alright, yeah, so I guess that's pretty much the same kind of concept there. But what I am going to attempt is the home remedy version. I think I read someone else did it themselves. I'm sure it'll be okay, but look what I found. This was given to me by Mitch Ayers. I added the dust since I've had this. And this was gonna be for like a black hole backglass display filter, because those displays lose their blue, so you can add this. So I'm going to attempt to, I don't know, somehow jam this in between the lamp board and the playfield. See if I can just make my own ladder for free. Then I'll order, like, if that works, I'll order a yellow, I'll order a green. Just like probably get a set of different light filters off Amazon for 10 bucks or whatever. So I thought it was a cheap, fun little mod to try out. So I'm gonna give that a shot. I don't think there's anything else that I have done since I've been down here. No. So let's see if I can do my own light filter. I'll report back. Alright, well that took me about 2 minutes. I just cut a piece, taped it on. I only got a piece of tape in one of each corner. If it actually works, then I'll tape the other 2 corners. But yeah, I guess I'll lower the playfield and then we'll turn it on and see what it looks like. Alright, I turned it on, haven't looked yet. Let's go check together and see how it looks. Okay, let's see. Huh. I think I like it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it might be quite as bright, but that's okay. I dig that. I gotta go order a yellow and a green now. Actually, I'm starting to think that's pretty friggin' awesome. So, yeah. Henry and Jim Wilkes, I'm gonna order a set of this stuff and I'll probably have enough left over that you guys can have some if you want as well. So, I mean, these are colored. Pretty cool. Now our ladders will be colored. I like it a lot. All right, I just ordered an 8-pack of light filters from Amazon. $17 Canadian, delivered to my door. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. So if so, I can complete my ladder and maybe even do the ghost ladders too. So that's exciting. All right, time to move on to the flippers and see what kind of attention they need. All right, so our plunger is definitely a little chewy. Coil's a little dirty. I could tell by the Loctite on the coil stop screws that they have never been off. And here is the coil stop, the spring washer, and the sleeve. So I think that coil stop's seen better days. So I'm going to change the coil stops, plungers, and links. I think I have these guys somewhere. Stock. The pawls are fine. End of stroke switch is fine. And that should do the trick. New sleeves, of course. But yeah, so I think that should be fairly simple to do. And quick. Okay, just took a little dinner break. Actually, breakfast for dinner. You're weird. No, you're weird for thinking it's weird. Anyway. Moving on to flipper rebuild action. So, that's one thing I want to double check here. Into the sleeve bin. I'm going to be doing a pinball life order. These sleeves are getting a little low. Yeah, 2 3/16. Okay. I got 10 of those on order. Those are the correct ones. Yes. So, move those out of the way. So, I got my new sleeves. These are the coil stops. 515-6308-01. Revision A. I don't know what that means. But I have more of them here. Also revision A. So looks like I ordered 5 and then 10. And so I've got plenty. I don't need to order any of those. And then the I'm trying to figure out which plunger and link I have in stock that will work. And here's the options. I've got so many of them. So the one on the very left, obviously, is the dirty used one. And, you know, they have their differences. They have their similarities. I think that it's going to be compatible with either of these two styles. That one looks like I labeled A15847. These have a little tighter angle on the bottom, like this blue one too. It cuts down a little bit. The other ones are more rounded butts. They have rounded butts. The stern one is almost a kind of a combination, or halfway between a round butt and a straight ass. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure Williams and Stern are very compatible. The other thing is, see how this goes down lower? You know, let's try and lift it up. So does that mean, in theory, it could actually extend further, right? So anyway, those are all the variables I gotta factor in if I'm gonna go with one that I don't really know exactly what the part number is. I believe this one here is this, which is a 15847, which is the same as that. A 15847 apparently. Okay, well, if that's the same as that, and that looks like that, and also looks like that, they're probably all interchangeable. So, moving on. Alright, that's my flipper rebuild kit. I think that should do me good. There's the old parts. The only other thing I forgot is that, see that roll pin? Really protrudes out both ends. This roll pin does not do any protruding at all. I don't think that's going to matter, but that is just one difference I noticed. Why that is? Maybe it's just easier to assemble when you have a little extra length. But yeah, alright, I'll be back when I am done. Okay, I just sort of did a dry fit here on the new plunger and link. And as you can see, the link almost touches the coil sleeve there. On the other side, the original one, you got quite a little gap there. So I'm not really thrilled with that as a replacement. So what I think I'm going to do is go with the narrow asses. So I think that is going to be more like the original and be better. I would like there to be a little more clearance there, so I'll try these. All right, check this out. Definitely the link is not touching the coil sleeve. There's a little more clearance there. You can hear the plunger banging into the coil stop nice and happily. So I'm gonna add the nut on the other side now and tighten everything up, and then flipper number one will be done. All right, I got the left flipper all done. I'm happy with how it is. I lowered the playfield just to check it, and it has the same amount of what's the word I'm looking for? It goes up the same amount and down the same amount as the right flipper. So it is happy. So we're moving on to the right flipper, and I remember that the coil wrapping is a different color, so I thought maybe Stern used two different coils for whatever reason. That's not uncommon. But checking the manual here, left coil is number 4. Both are number 4. Oh, okay. So as you can see, both are 090 50 20 30s. So what do we find here? 50 20 30. ND means no diode. There's no diode. So this was probably replaced because it doesn't say Stern on it, on the wrapping. I don't know where the coil came from. And this sleeve does look a little cleaner than the other sleeve, indicating it's probably newer. I mean, the fact that it doesn't say Stern on it and all the other coils do, even the little baby guy there, that's a pretty dead giveaway. But then, looking a little closer, what do you see? What do you see? The flipper plate is yellow. So it looks like it got exposed to some pretty good heat at one point. Now, I guess maybe a transistor locked on, coil locked on, transistor died for whatever reason, a fuse didn't blow, and that coil got cooked. So I'm pretty sure that is what happened there. I'll have to look on the CPU now and see if I can see where the transistors are. I mean, is that transistor for that flipper coil on a node board, or is it on the CPU? I mean, I don't really know how these things work, but these transistors look like they control the playfield solenoids. That's what I'm guessing. I could look in the manual to find out. So maybe one of these node boards was replaced, but there's a little service bulletin where you like tie these two transistors together using a spacer and a zip tie to prevent vibration and diode breaking or something. Neither of these two node boards have that service bulletin addressed. Bulletin. I keep saying bulletin. So that makes me think that if a node board was replaced, it must have been replaced very early, because the newer ones have the little zip tie spacer mod on it. Anyway, so yeah, got a little bit of a toasty flipper bracket. All right, nearing completion on the right flipper. And look at this. I think maybe the person who installed this originally, the replacement coil, maybe didn't do the best soldering job, or I just broke it, which is a very strong possibility. So got the soldering iron out, easy fix. And then I did discover, just for fun, that the left and right flipper are on connector CN8, which I believe, I thought I read that that is in the back box. Do you see CN8 anywhere else? This is the underside of the play field. Node 8. So for fun, here, can we read that? Oh no, that's the cabinet node board. So I'm gonna look afterwards at the CPU in the back box right here. So I guess that's technically node 1. I don't see CN8 there though. Am I just blind? Or is it because the diagram is the size of my thumbnail? Alright, there they are, both finished, and they should be nice and happy and snappy. Let's go take a look at the back box and look for CN8 now. Alright, so here's the CPU. It's labeled pretty well. You can see CN20 and 21 there, 3, 22, 25, game card 24, 23. CN7, oh, that's close. Woofer, speaker, I like the labeling, it's pretty cool. I never really paid this close of attention to any of these Spike 1 systems. And then it also labels them here, CN24, 23. I don't see CN8, power distribution 1, 3, 5, and 4. So must be on a playfield node board, which would make sense because there's not any transistors on this CPU at all. So let's look underneath. All right, here we go. Node board 8 and 9 schematics. All right, so look what I found. CN8 is 11-pin header, which I believe it's got to be that guy. Does it say left or right flipper anywhere? What does it say? CN8. Just more about the voltage, I guess. 48 volts. So I guess it has to be this connector here, because you know it's like a thick gauge wire. So I'm guessing that just means basically my whole point of my whole story is, wait a minute, what is this? Why is there tape on this wire? I think I found it, boys and girls. What is this all about? Why is there tape there? Oh, I dropped it. So I don't know why there's tape there. It may or may not mean anything whatsoever. Oh, look at this. There's tape up here too. So, okay, ignore that. But my whole point is that I think that one of these node boards died in a fashion that caused a transistor to possibly lock on this coil, causing the coil to heat up, causing the flipper plate to get cooked, causing the coil to need to be replaced, causing the colors to not be the same. There is my friggin' Sherlock Holmes mystery solved right there. So I think one of those node boards was probably replaced. Or maybe someone just replaced a transistor, but I don't see any obvious evidence of that, except this guy right here. See this transistor? Kind of sticks out further than the others. I saw that earlier. Maybe that is the culprit right there. I'm so curious now. I wonder what transistor that is. 3 from the kind of end. Let's go investigate a little further just for fun and see if that happens to be the right flipper coil. I'll be back. Okay, I'm still sleuthing away unnecessarily, but it's fun. Okay, so what I found here is under the driver reference, you got your left flipper, right flipper. Okay, so the address is 8DR0 and 8DR5. Okay, That's left flipper and right flipper. 8 DR5, 8 DR0. So then we go back to CN8. All right, and then we see 9 DR5 and 9 DR0. So then I realized that 9 refers to the node board. Bing! So that means we go over to node board 8. All right, so then node board 8, CN8, we want DR5 and DR0. All right, those are our left and right flipper transistors. We got orange, green, orange, yellow are the wire colors. All right, that's kind of about as far as I got, except that, let's go back here. Let's get back to the node board layout. Okay, where'd it go? So, node board 8 is in fact the one up there. So, my final conclusion is that that transistor that is sticking up a little bit higher is probably the one for the right flipper solenoid. And it blew up one day and was replaced. Hence our burnage, right? So it's fun to sleuth. Anyway, I think I am done with my flipper rebuild. I'm done with doing what I can do tonight. I'm definitely in a state where I'll be like just twiddling my thumbs looking for stuff to do now, because I gotta wait for parts before I can really do much more. I got all this. I can clean stuff, I guess. Clean the big ramp. If I get my Marco order tomorrow, then you will probably see the final episode of South Park, because I've just got a few things left to do on that. But in the meanwhile, that is the end of this one. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.